Hello. So I've been doing a lot of different things. I got rid of the upper half to the old mobility buggy, and I'm starting over on the frame of it. The body for it. It's kind of weird because it's not a unibody kind of thing like stamped. I have to build a frame and then put sheets of stuff over it. So for the other project, but the lower part that I had been working on, I'll show it again. I've got like a lawnmower front end on it now, and then universal lawnmower 4-wheeler tires on the rear and whatnot. But that upper half that gave it its neat shape, I got rid of that. I gave it away for free. Some guy's gonna turn it into a go-kart because it looked kind of like a go-kart. I told him, he knows it's made out of crap, barely held together, so that's what he's all about too. So whatever. But yeah, I'll be making that same frame shape without all the extra bits of metal from all the iterations I've had of it, like how it had a bicycle frame and a trike frame inside of it and a bunch of other metal. So that's for another day. But this, if I can quit rambling, is what I'm riding in the meantime. Because that thing kept breaking down on me, the other one, so I kind of decided to go ahead, and it needs overhauled completely, and I need to set it aside. And summer's finally here, so I can actually make this decision and be comfortable. Well, I had to lower the seat. This is not done yet, and I welded the back mounts kind of blind because my welding helmet broke. So I'm gonna get me a new welding helmet here in a few days, and then I'm gonna cut my mounts off that hold the wheel, and it's like holds the wheel on kind of like I don't know, it's a lot heavier duty. If I can get the camera to show underneath there. Alright, I don't know if you saw that or not, but there you go. That's how I designed that. So you just loosen the forward bolt on both sides, and then the back bolts you pop all the way out, and then it slides out backwards. A lot simpler. It's a basic way of holding them on. A lot of machines are built that way, but a lot better than using dropouts. And also the dropouts on this and the way it was put together was kind of flimsy for this big hub motor. So yeah, I'm going to be cutting these tubes down here off my blindly mounted setup, heat them up, bend them out, probably have to cut a good bit off of them too as far as their length. Straighten these out because this one's kind of, I think this is the side that's forward more than the other side, so it's kind of cockeyed because I was blind when I did it all. I didn't really, it was just quick and dirty to get it going so I could slap this. This is a decent seat I made, which that'll go on a different thing. But I'll show you the seat I'm working on for it here in a minute. But yeah, it's going to get a Springer seat. And so this will come back a little further. This will be here, so there won't be no bit here. I'll gusset things. Definitely put a gusset there. And I thought about removing this bar if I do like a big gusset, so I'm thinking about it. Give me more room. And yeah, it'll have a backrest too, a bit of one, but not with this seat. I mean, it's neat with the seat. The overall concept. Let me back up because I can't really get a feel for what it looks like that close. So it kind of looks like something, except for it's electric. Looks like something from the '80s or something. One of those little kids. Honda little street bike thingies. I don't know. It's just an e-bike, overpowered, but it's what I'm getting around on right now. Crutches handle things for grips, and the mirrors are the plastic ones off of Power Wheels. I put actual, the dome-shaped mirrors on the face of them, so it actually has real mirrors on it, but I didn't have any decent matching pair of mirrors, so I just kind of made those into bar-end mirrors. It works. They're just thin plastic, though. If I wreck, those are just destroyed. So, and yeah, I've got the bars and the stem and all. There we go. I've got the bars and the stem. Bars are upside down, Cafe Racer or drag style. And I've got the stem back. I'm going to be switching that aluminum foldy stem for this steel one. Maybe not this one. maybe there's another bike I've got out back. I've been hoarding bikes lately because I'm gonna start fixing them up and donating them and stuff. Hoarding used free bikes that don't work no more, so I can fix some of them up, turn them into cheap e-bikes. I only have put about $160 worth of electric e-bike parts I've found is for certain frames. Most of the ones I've been hoarding are 16-inch wheel frames. I'll turn them into adults e-bikes, a few modifications to this frame and seating and all that. As far as money goes of e-bike parts, I only have to put $160 for a small system, 36-volt system. Anyways, I'll get into that one day. I'm high, so pardon me for rambling. But, yeah. Anyways. So, yeah. This one's a bit of a fun little project. It's got me inspired to want to get an actual motorcycle frame and build an electric chopper or something. Or just an electric cruiser bike. Maybe an old Honda Shadow frame or something. I don't know. But for now, I'm dicking around with this toy. It goes 45, which is... I mean, I've had this motor on a almost just as light frame before. I already knew how fast it was going to go. So, but yeah, it goes 45 pretty easily. It wants to do a wheelie because of the way it's set up right now. So yeah, I was saying, when I stretch or put that up there, this will still be around about where it's at, just kicked back further so that I don't know if I'm going to kick it back all the way to the length of that blue bar there, or how far I'm going to kick it back. But I'm going to kick it back far enough so that my Springer, I guess I should go ahead and just show it. My Springer seat I've been making, I think I might not use that aluminum one I've kind of generally shaped. I haven't finished carving it out or anything yet, but it's aluminum bit underneath underneath. Those are the springs for it, and these two bits that happen to have a square bit that kind of nestles in the hole pretty good, keeps it from shaking or anything. So that these dome bits will get welded to a plate that connects the both of them. And then that'll also be welded to a piece that comes up, and so that'll have its little holes for those two mounts and that bit. And that plate will also have a piece that comes to the nose and has the hinge. This seat, what pissed me off is a lot of these bike seats that are this, because this used to be a bicycle seat that I've heavily modified. I've melted it, reshaped it, cut wings that stuck up off of it, heated it up and got this giant dimple that stuck upward in the middle out of it. Like, they want that to go up to crack your ass or something. Like, no, that's not comfy. And then I made it dimpled in more, basically made it more like motorcycle style because, well, yeah, it's comfier that way. Some people don't know how to... They make bicycle seats that are already shaped like what I'm doing. I realize that, but I don't have one, and so I'm just doing it this way, motorcycle style. Who in the world? This one had the big humps up here, too. It's like, what? Your ass is... It basically had an ass. Is how it and the seat pan was designed. It's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Like, no, you need the opposite, inverted. So, anyways, I'm doing that, slowly melting. I don't have a heat gun, so I've been using the crack spoon method, taking the torch, heating up the spoon, and kind of rubbing and molding it, getting it. I carved off a lot already. Got those giant ass cheeks off of it. And now I'm just kind of finessing it here and there. But it's cold and windy. It makes a lot of smoke, so I came in for the night for that. I'm going to use its original thing just because I think it'd look neat, because it'll be exposed there for the bolt for the pivot on the front. So I'm going to use its original thing. It just won't tighten it. And I found a thick enough walled piece of metal, hollow, so I don't have to worry about that for the other part that gets welded. And I might reuse the part there because it's thick and strong for that. It's not like bent sheet metal that's thin and then has like little lips. No, that's all one solid thick piece. So once I get to cutting that off and then welding and plating that bit, which I'll wait to do because, like I said, when I go to do all that, I might get away with not having to heat it up as much. Just enough, because there's a bit of an arc to it. Heat it up just enough, try to get some of that arc out. and then, bridge it, and then figure out what the plate needs to be shaped like to fill that hole. And that little bit of square tubing or whatever, rectangular, that'll be gone. That's just those two pieces. There's another gray piece identical. They were already attached to that, and it happened to be a decent enough width to just drop right on there and weld to it for a temporary seat mount thing. So, but that'll be gone, and then these will be just welded to the round tubing there. It'll be more minimalistic, and it'll look a little better, because why not? I have all the parts right there already. I got rid of most of my hoard of metal, though. I gave it away to some junkers, along with like I said, the frame. They're going to turn into a go-kart. And my lawnmower, I was going to take the fenders off of it, but I don't really care. I gave it away. But yeah, so that'll be the front pivot point. Yep. So that'll go there. And then the back will have these, but not that spacing. So I'm thinking a little further out. I don't know. As far over as I can, but I don't want them too far forward either. Too close to the pivot point. I want them to be squishy. Well, wait. Does that make them stiffer? Or I'm pretty sure if I put one in the... I know and most likely there might be, but it just wouldn't look right with just one. Although it would look like the ass end's floating if I use a rigid enough thing under it. Damn it, now I want to do that. I think. One spring, the pivot point in the front, and then we'll see. Maybe we'll see how squishy these springs are. They were off the lawnmower seat, and they were plenty squishy there, and I know about the distance, so they were plenty squishy at that far away. Shortening it should make them a little stiffer, I think. Or should it? I don't know. I can't remember. Got my balls with me. But, yeah. And I might fill that in just so... I mean, it looks like something's supposed to rest and nestle comfortably down in there. But, I might fill that in with something. Just so the foam doesn't end up reflecting that on the outside eventually. Because I don't want that. But, yeah, that's what I've been up to. Making a mess. Getting ready to disassemble this after I've been sorting all my shit out. Cleaned out a lot of my inside. That bin was full of electronics. Some of them are here now. But most of the shit that was in that got thrown away. And, so yeah, I'm going to sort out some of this too and then refill it. And then it'll just have what stuff that I actively want and might use. And, yeah, had to call the horde. Yep. And, yeah, I painted the rim, with this shit. And one of these $2 or $3 cheap eBay or wherever you get them. I got mine on, Shein, not eBay. Makes it so much easier on your thumb or your finger, and also just gives you more variability in how you're spraying, like as far as the pressure and all that goes. It's easier to vary the pressure with a longer lever like this rather than just your thumb and that energy and whatnot. So yeah, it's just metallic. It ain't supposed to be silver or chrome or nothing, but just some cheapo paint. Thought it'd spruce up the motor a little bit after having it on different projects for a few years. It does. It looks a little nicer. Still a good motor. Had a blowout on it earlier. Took it on a nice 45-mile-an-hour cruise on a side road that was like a forestry road. It was paved up to a certain bit, and then it cut off into, pea gravel and dirt and whatnot. So the certain bit that was paved was, a good little over a quarter mile maybe, I think. And so a good little spot for speeding, if only for speed testing, if only it wasn't riddled full of potholes, big ones too. the road was just kind of shittily poured and they didn't prep it good underneath, so big potholes. Now they filled most of them with the asphalt the quick fix stuff, looks like, for it, but they missed one. Only one that I saw on my trip anyways. And wouldn't you have it, I hit it. Hit it with the front end, and that's just a regular ass bicycle tire. Didn't pop the tire. Have suspension. Hit it with the rear end. Heavy duty e-bike tire and tube. Pinch flat immediately. Didn't wreck or nothing. It was a straightaway, so just slowed down. But and it wasn't far. I just limped her on back, and then took it apart, painted the rim, cleaned it up, put the other set on it. But it was kind of annoying. I was like, well, I guess that means suspension saves your tires. If because that's a lot thinner and a lot shittier. Now I've got that aired up to not its maximum pressure, but a little over its normal rated. Like it says 30 to 55. I've got it at 35, which feels a lot tighter than it was before. I need to do the same to the front. Although I don't want the front skating too much. It's light in the front as it is. I want it to have some grip, leaning and whatnot, but I don't know. That's a harder rubber and that's a softer rubber. They're two different styles of rubber for the tire. So that one's going to dry rot quicker eventually. And that one's going to just peel apart quicker. But it's stickier, which is good for the back tire. So I just kind of wish the front one was made of the same rubber, a lot softer and stickier. Because then, it'd grip better. But it wants to kick the front end out from under you constantly. You can't take a tight curve on this. If you're going slow, of course you can. This thing has a lean to it that at about 5-10 miles an hour, you can lean and damn near drag your ankles without having your legs spread. I mean, having your legs as close as you can get them, And I bolted just a U-bolt that I cut short and a thick-walled piece of pipe off of an exercise equipment thing that someone gave me for parts. And it's far enough apart. And I left all the original doodad in there because I didn't have the special one. I've seen these before and I wasn't about to buy the tool just to disassemble it. I have the one for the regular, basically like for Huffies and cheap bikes. I have a tool for disassembling the basic ones, but I don't have that. That one seemed a little different than what I have. I don't have splines, outside splines on any of my bike tools. Lucky I even have a bike tool left. So I just sliced them off on both sides and did this. Works pretty good, and then I made sure there's plenty of thread engagement. Both of these sets of nuts are the right threads for the U-bolt, and it's a big enough U-bolt, I think. And then, plenty of thread engagement, plus I happen to have a bunch of them, so I put the acorn nuts on there. A little easier on it, makes it so you ain't gonna get cut. And I had to cut the kickstand a little bit. Still needs a little more cut off of it. I'll just probably get a center stand for it, like a bicycle center stand, But and then this one eventually, when I'm done with it and have my other project back going, the four-wheeled one, this one will get a 36-volt motor, or a 36-volt battery and motor controller, and then I'll add this to the donate list. And somebody will, maybe put this one up for raffle or something to help out with getting parts for the donation bikes, if it comes out decent enough. Because e-bikes, small projects like that are a lot easier than making a micro car. My micro car, little redneck mobility buggy I've been working on for a couple of years, is a lot more complex. There's a lot more thinking to it, and more money and energy needs to go in it. This can knock out the major modifications I want to do to the SN in a day, even with my disabilities and how slow I am at things. This stuff's a lot easier. I do want to change out those forks. I like them for now, but I do realize at 45, hitting a pothole on forks like that, I am lucky. I am lucky to still be here without a single scratch. Because that's aluminum. That's an aluminum stem. And I noticed after I got back, I can't easily, from sitting on it and put my hands on the handlebars, can't easily collapse the suspension, like squish the suspension anymore. It still squishes when I hit a bump, but it gets stuck in the down position, and then if I hit another bump, it'll pop back out. Yeah, I fucked up my forks hitting the pothole. So, I gotta change them out eventually, so I gotta take it easy. I can't hot rod it no more. And I gotta constantly inspect this aluminum bitch for cracks. I hate aluminum on shit like that. Structural stuff like that, I hate aluminum. Even this rim, that's why I got it backwards, is aluminum. I actually have it mounted backwards from the factory way it's intended to be mounted. And that's just due to physics and whatnot. The way if you hit a rock or a bump, how like the energy is impacted upon the rotational forces and whatnot. It's a little stronger this way. As it's rotating this way, hitting a bump, the force comes up, and then it's got that arch and can spread out easier and distribute the load a little easier. If I had it the other way and the arch was coming this way, I hit it, and there's a chance it could just rip itself out of that. The whole, if one goes, the rest is bound to go, With this, it's like a little stronger. So I think I might have my tire backwards too, but I don't care. I like how that looks in that direction. It's got like, the V, and I realized if I turned it around backwards, it would catch better on off-road and stuff, but I'm not really using this off-road that much. I was for a minute today, testing stuff and looking at places, realized, yeah, if I turn it around, I'll get better traction off-road, but I don't know. It might be backwards. I couldn't find any arrows on it, so maybe they just left it up to the user. I don't know. And this one has like the V shape too to the tread, so that's why they're matching. So I like the tires that's on it. But yeah, eventually I'll not use electric tape to hold the motor wire. The stuff to make this nice is cheap and easy. Stuff to do for the mobility buggy was not. There's just more to it. I'm not going to put all the fixings on this either. Like, I don't know, just extra shit. Blinkers, horn, headlights, taillights, all that stuff. I might get like a quick release, because that's around. I might get like a quick bicycle set that I can quickly put on or take off or something. Clamp on if I ever do need to ride at night. But I live in Oregon. It's still cold at night, even in the summer. I'm not doing much night riding. I don't like being cold. I want to go back to the damn desert. But I like it here more than I do there as far as just quality of life. So, yep, this is where I'm at. And yeah, I'll build a little thing that allows that stuff to slot in and out. Make a box, as they do for that in that shape. And that way, whenever I go to change out battery and controller, there's still already a pre-made holder mount area. I might have to just make new tabs or whatever for the different size controller, and the battery can just kind of get wrapped in a bit of rubber inner tube or something and bungeed into the thing. Similar to how that is. It's soft mounted, which is easier on the battery, easier on the controller, easier on everything. It's just kind of slung in there, and it's got the backpack's full of a bit of foam, and it's not directly resting that corner on the bar. There's that strappy stuff in between it and whatnot, and lots of bit there. So it's just quick and dirty slung in there. And it'll probably be sitting on thin sheets of foam when I get done. And I'll put a bunch of louvers in the, backside and in the front side of the thing. A bunch of gills so that it can breathe in the summer and not get too hot. Well, yeah. And for now, it's got a thumb throttle because what I got, I don't have a twist grip. And I had to, for comfort of riding, instead of putting it way up here, it's basically like where, because it needs a fucking twist grip, I wired this switch in as the cruise control button, and I can't even do it without using my opposite hand, which is sketchy as fuck. So yeah, it needs a twist grip, and I might still use these because these are bulky and soft rubber, squishy. I like them. So I might still use these over top twist grip. Might have to make a shim or something on this side. I don't know, but we'll see. I'll order a twist grip for it eventually. I don't have any in the house. But yeah. This button I don't think I have hooked up to anything, but I ran long enough. I ran plenty of, thought ahead, I ran plenty of wire for all the switches, including the throttles. So when I get the new one, I'll probably, no, I might run it through this. I have this wire because this had a short stubby section on it anyways. So this wire is run through another piece that's also connected to some switches. Because I use like phone charging wire, which has 4 or 5 different wires in each run of it, which gave me more signal. Because it's just signal wire. Like most of it's like 5-volt shit. What phone wire's for. So one of those braided long ass phone cords that the end was no good, so just cut the ends off. Use the thing for thin signal wire. Has multiple different pre-insulated wires. You just got to be kind of gentle with them at first for putting them together and make sure it's all not gonna fall apart. But anyways, I might just run the and leave its full length alone for the twist grip. Run it through there. But yeah, it's got a neat look to it. Like I said, looks like some sort of weird thing from a mixed up time machine kind of motorcycle e-bike thing. Looks like it's from a different year, a long time ago, but it's got an electric motor on it and a big ass battery. The seat came out decent, or this seat did. It's been a while making it, making the foam block that's underneath of it, and then it's just on a piece of thin I got some more of it over there. Thin stuff. I've been slowly cutting up that big sheet I got last summer. Yeah, these 2 holes are here on purpose because I'm a dumbass, and I also didn't have any. If I had made the seat pan out of something, or I don't know, if I had a welding helmet, I could have just welded a piece that locked the 2 bolts together before I put the foam block over it. But I didn't have any way to lock the bolts from spinning on this side. I didn't have, my welding helmet broke and whatnot, and didn't have the right things that lock into wood, and I didn't have the money to get them, so I had to poke holes in there so I could fit an Allen wrench in there to hold that while for now, because I can easily switch out the bolts, but for now they're wood long bolts about that long that go through, and they have an Allen wrench head, and they just go into this little encapsulator. But imagine if I flip that the other way around, it might be a lot easier on me. So we'll work on that. Probably, since this doesn't squish all the way through, probably will insert or do something. I don't know, because this seat's going to go on a different project. It's decent enough. Maybe you get the surface level will get reupholstered eventually once I figure that out, to where I don't have to have these holes. But for now, I've got a couple of holes in it. And that's just the way I designed it. But yeah, it's just got front brakes. They work great. I tuned them and everything, and they're pretty good. I added this little spring too because I need to take his part and run oil down the cable. The cable in this housing was kind of sticking, being annoying. Just making it to where when you hit them, it just kind of stays. And I don't know, it was annoying. So I added the spring for now. I don't have any oil left. I don't think I do. I'll have to go through my shit. I just haven't got around to it. I realized the easiest way to do it, and also because it was sticking to the cable, no matter what I would do or how I would tension it, something's off. So I wound up making this aluminum bit into a crimping that so that it would stay the fuck put. And then I tensioned all of this. And when I go to oil it, I'm just going to pop it out of here, hold it up, oil it, let it trickle down. Do the thing they do, you know, when you oil cables for your bike. I might have somewhere. Either that or I could heat up some lard and melt it down good and then put it in there. Get it good and hot. Yep. Well, that's about all I've got to say about that. It's pretty neat. Let me know what you think.